Before, I was describing how the spring lives in the grip, and it's kind of like held in there by that little groove, which has, kind of been frustrating. So the way that we're doing it now, if this is your cam, spring fits on the cam like this. This is a printed part. This would be steel because we were also moving the weight further down into your hand by making this steel. The spring fits into that area, and then this steel cap, it quarter turn screws onto the inner housing rather than into the grip, so that you basically have, the spring this close to the, or the cap that close to the cam. So this cap acts as a spring retainer, but also it isolates the mechanism side with oil and moving parts and everything from the cartridge side, which has ink and whatever other fluids that may get in there. So rather than having what has been described as kind of an open transmission, where you look into and it's just a big hole that goes straight in. Now it's got a much smaller hole that's basically the size of a plunger, so it separates the two sides a lot better that way. And then again, like if you want to swap that spring out, all you do is you remove this, or remove the spring, put in the new one, put the cap back on, and instead of having to have this floating thing in the machine, you won't have that issue anymore. And then you can also just take the grip off, and that cap is holding in the spring in the cam. There's no potential for anything like getting lost, falling on the floor, and that kind of thing.
Right. How would someone recognize that they would benefit from the stiffer spring? Is it just like chatter and noise in the cartridge when it's running?
It'll feel, chatter. It'll feel a little bit like loose.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. At least 90% of people, are maybe more, are better off using the standard spring. It also, if you don't need the heavy duty spring, you're better off as well, because you're putting less friction on the motor, and so the motor's life will be longer.